right now on 5 on your side at 10.
Weekend warm-up continues. We're getting a brief break from the cold. Plus, I'm timing out when we may see a few rain showers.
Bradley, Carl, Merrill, USS Oklahoma.
Ringing a bell on the day of infamy.
Their spirit is activated and they become alive for those few moments.
How the more than 2,400 people killed in the Pearl Harbor attack were remembered 8 decades later. But first, the East St. Louis community comes together to honor the woman killed on the job. How they honored her life as police continued the search for the shooter.
I just feel hurt that she gone.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Robert Townsend. Tonight, East St. Louis continues to grieve the loss of a young woman shot and killed while working at a McDonald's drive-thru this week. Hours ago, friends and family of Deanna Samuel came together at that very same spot. Annie Krall joins us in studio now after speaking with Samuel's friends and family today. Annie.
Robert, that's right. More than 50 people returned today to the site of Monday night's deadly shooting for a balloon release. Working at the McDonald's on North 24th Street was a family affair, which Samuel had done since she was 16.
She was real nice. She loved to talk and be laughing.
A bubbly personality, Deanna Samuel's grandma, Willie Mae Clark, said she honed talking to customers at this East St. Louis McDonald's, making her a bright light as a manager, picking up shifts in the evenings after also working at a local bank. Clark says she'd just seen her 23-year-old granddaughter at Thanksgiving.
And next thing I saw, she was gone.
Caught in the crossfire as Samuel clocked in for her shift and then an hour later would never walk out these doors. Samuel's family tells us they believe the shots fired into the drive-thru around 7:30 p.m. Monday were meant for someone else. They say Samuel spoke briefly with the person who pulled up to the window before the driver opened fire, hitting Samuel multiple times.
I still can't accept it that she gone. That's a hard job, you know.
It's the second homicide here this year. In May, a person was shot and killed, another hospitalized after an argument led to shots fired both inside and outside the store. Regina Gilmore has worked at McDonald's on and off for 35 years, including 3 at this East St. Louis location where she met Samuel.
She was a great person, beautiful young lady. I really can't answer the questions of what happened and how it happened and why it happened because I can't question God. But I want her mother to know that we are here for her and we love her.
Samuel's mother, Angela Johnson, and brother also work at the restaurant, Miss A, as she's known by, telling the crowd Saturday she's still angry with the shooter, something Johnson's mother, Clark, deeply understands.
Just hope and pray that he get found and the Lord, take care of him that way.
The family told me funeral arrangements are still in the works, but will likely be over the next few days. Tonight, police tell us they are still looking for the shooter. Robert?
Annie, thanks for the latest. Today, charges were filed in a deadly October shooting in East St. Louis. Police say 37-year-old John Mosley of Belleville was arrested this week for the October 30th shooting. Officers responded to Converse Avenue and found 17-year-old Christian Taylor hit by gunfire. He later died at the hospital. I spoke to his mother earlier this week. She says police told her his friends were arguing with another group of teens over a girl, and her son was an innocent victim caught in the crossfire.
Me personally, it's hard for me to sleep, it's hard for me to, eat, I'm just trying to, and then I can do about it, I can't bring him back, so it just sucks.
Mosley faces numerous charges, including first-degree murder. He's locked up tonight in the St. Clair County Jail. Tonight, a 16-year-old is in the hospital recovering from a Friday night shooting in South St. Louis. Officers responded to Pennsylvania Avenue around 8:30 last night. There, they found a 16-year-old girl shot multiple times in her chest. Police are also investigating a shots fired call on Merrimack, which they believe is where the shooting happened. Anyone with any information can leave an anonymous tip to Crime Stoppers at 866-371-TIPS. Turning now to the weather impact forecast, St. Louis region. We are seeing some warm temperatures today, climbing all the way up to the 60s. And it looks like that warm weather will stick around tomorrow. Jim Castillo joins us now with a look at the forecast. Hey, Jim.
Yeah, hey, so 60s today, 61 for that high. Now 26, we started out this morning, and that temperature went up to 35 degrees higher to that 61. So a spring-like day, and we're going to see another one like that as we get into tomorrow. Right now, we're at about 53, very mild, southwest wind at about 14 miles an hour, and that wind stays up all the way through tomorrow, and we're seeing just a few high clouds out there drifting into the area. Otherwise, it is mostly clear. And those overnight lows a lot warmer than those teens that we had earlier this week. So lower 40s in most areas, maybe Litchfield and Jerseyville falling into the upper 30s. And then as we head into tomorrow, again, plenty of sunshine early, clouds increase. And then look at the time frame on that rain chance, about 7 p.m. So we'll talk a little bit more about that and how much rain could fall tomorrow evening coming up in just a few minutes.
Anderson, Delbert, Jake, USS Arizona.
The names of the fallen and the ringing of a bell both echoed through the Mid-America Veterans Museum in O'Fallon this morning. More than 2,400 people died on this day in 1941, 83 years ago during the Pearl Harbor attack. Local brothers Edgar and Dan Critali remember serving in the aftermath and continue educating others about the day of infamy.
I think it was just the awareness that this war was taking a terrible toll on American men and women who were serving.
You really don't realize the number of men and women that made such a sacrifice for our freedoms.
140 people from Missouri were killed during Pearl Harbor, including 32 St. Louisans. Tomorrow, a celebration for a member of the all-black Tuskegee Airmen, Captain Wendell Pruitt. The St. Louis native completed 70 missions overseas in Europe during World War II. Now, the Missouri Historical Society is holding a celebration for him and other African Americans who served our country. That will be at the Soldiers Memorial History Museum tomorrow afternoon at 2. Local nonprofit Annie Malone is asking for a little extra help this holiday season. The 136 for Change campaign reflects the organization's 136 years of service to the St. Louis community. Now it hopes to raise $1 million for some much needed repairs. Lead pipes burst on the property way back in November, just a few weeks ago, causing nearly $25,000 worth of damage.
It's Christmas time. We're trying to get toys in and funding in to get more things and do more things. You got kids coming to us who don't have coats on, who don't have shoes, and people that come to us that don't have a place to stay or can't afford the current housing market. So this is where those type of funds kick in, but we have to take away from that to make sure the building is safe.
Donations will go directly to support initiatives like a crisis shelter for children, substance misuse prevention programs, and mental health services. The bells are ringing once again at Notre Dame. The hundreds of people who put time in to rebuild the fire-damaged cathedral. Winter Wonderlands sweep St. Louis.
We have kids running around. We did some chestnut roasting earlier today, and we have Santa.
We'll take you to some holiday firsts in North City and County.
All of our snow is melted. We warm up again Sunday. Plus, I'll time out when we may see a few rain showers.
Tonight, the manhunt continues for the suspect who killed the United Healthcare CEO. NYPD believes the suspect took off to New York 4 days after Brian Thompson was gunned down outside a Hilton hotel in Manhattan. Right now, investigators are searching for more evidence in Central Park after they found the suspect's backpack there yesterday. Now, tonight, they are not releasing the suspect's name.
If you do, you're basically giving a tip to the person we're seeking, and we do not want to give him an upper hand at all. Let him continue to believe he can hide behind a mask. We're going to, just as we revealed his face, we're going to reveal who he is, and we're going to bring him to justice.
Police now believe he boarded a bus out of the city and the trail went cold. The FBI is offering up to $50,000 for any information that could lead to an arrest. Choirs sang, church bells rang, and the doors finally reopened to the famed Notre Dame Cathedral. It reopened for the first time since a fire almost destroyed the monument 5 years ago. Now, it took a lot of work, and some of it came from the United States. American Jackson Dubois helped reconstruct the cathedral's iconic spire. The New York timber framers spent 3 months in France. As a thank you, his name and hundreds more were immortalized within it.
The names of the approximately 2,000 craftspeople were added to a scroll that was then inserted into the rooster weather vane on the top of the spire. That was a really moving thing to hear, and just about the highest honor one can imagine, I guess.
French President Emmanuel Macron, President-elect Donald Trump, Joe Biden, and more were just some of the world leaders who attended today's reopening.
I was there before the fire, years before, so it'd be really cool to go back and see it now. Right now, we're looking at mild weather tonight. Lows in the 40s, maybe some upper 30s, but very mild. And much more on our forecast for tomorrow. It's going to be a warm one.
While the weather outside isn't too frightful, many people showed up today for winter festivals and light shows all across the St. Louis area. We stopped by the city of Ferguson, which held its first ever Holiday Street Fest today along South Florissant Road. The family-friendly event featured live music, local vendors, a tree lighting ceremony, and some tasty seasonal treats. Today's event was part of Ferguson's ongoing commitment to showcase the spirit of the city by bringing residents together. They hope to make this an annual tradition.
Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way.
For the first time ever, a tree lighting ceremony was held in North St. Louis. Mayor Tashara Jones was there to mark this occasion. She said she was inspired by other tree lighting ceremonies held across the city, and that this one comes as many are excited to see even more community improvements.
This is part of the improvements that we're making in Fairground Park, starting with fixing the swimming pool last summer, the pickleball and basketball and tennis courts, and now a Christmas tree lighting to celebrate the holiday season.
Looks like they had a lot of fun. Great Rivers Greenway and Ameren chipped in to help make this event possible. There was even a surprise visit from Santa Claus himself. There are some spectacular Christmas light displays popping up all across the St. Louis region. For a full list of light shows, just text the word lights to 314-425-5355. All right, listen up. O'Fallon, Illinois police are looking for a hit-and-run suspect said to have fled on hoof. The department posted on social media saying just before 8 o'clock this morning, an officer was driving on Frank Scott Parkway near Hartman Lane when a deer hit the squad car. Now, the officer and witnesses say the suspect had brown hair, dark eyes, and was about 5'2". The Post also says, according to unconfirmed reports, the suspect was seen with an older man with white hair and a beard, wearing a red jacket and pants. But he's just a person of interest. That officer, by the way, was not hurt. Jim, I'd venture to say that deer and that guy in the red suit are out of here. You know, it's probably too warm for them today, huh?
Oh, yeah. They had to go back to the North Pole, get some more gifts.
Oh, I hear. It's hard to believe.
They're getting ready for Christmas.
Yeah.
Look how beautiful it is out there tonight. So let me get out of the way so you can see it. There is Energizer Park, a piece of it there, and then, of course, Market Street, the Wheel, and we've got Union Station, the Arch, and it is mainly clear. And there's another live look at downtown. Look at that temperature, 53 degrees, southwest wind at 14 miles an hour, and 61 was a high, 26 that low, and the normals, yeah, way above normals. 47 for that high and 31 for the normal overnight low. We have a couple of cold pockets out there. St. Charles with that dry air in place, dropping quickly to 39. But, you know, the temperature really is all over the place. You have some warm pockets from 53 in Chesterfield, 54 in Warrenton, and then Flora coming in at 45. And really just a few high clouds out there tonight. Lots of sunshine to start tomorrow off, but we're keeping our eyes on low pressure around the Texas coast. Let's put the futurecast into motion. clouds increase after sunshine to start tomorrow, and then the chance of rain moves in here by evening. So let's say after dark. And it looks like most of that rain is down to the south, and any heavy stuff or thunderstorm activity will be southeast Missouri and into Arkansas. But still a chance of showers around here in the evening and during the overnight hours. And then it's a mostly cloudy Monday. A front does manage to make it through here, and then we'll start to really chill down again and kind of get cold as we get into Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Not a lot of moisture with this system. Looks like we're just on the edge of it. So the, looks like those precip amounts of rainfall will be maybe 1/4 of an inch, Perryville, Mount Vernon to Flora. Most of us 1/10 of an inch or less, but it's going to be mild. In fact, overnight lows tonight in the 40s, and look at these highs for Sunday. 63 degrees, so even warmer than today around the St. Louis area. And again, clouds on the increase after morning sunshine. And of course, we're looking at kind of breezy tomorrow, but we chill out by Tuesday. I'd say Monday is still pretty mild. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it's cold. And then we get back to near 50 by the weekend.
Many of us are looking forward to that warm up tomorrow.
Yeah, enjoy it.
I will, Jim. Thanks. Corey's here. What's happening in the sports world?
Well, the Blues are up late in Edmonton. It is conference championship day in college football and also a big night for high school hoops. Stick around. Sports is up next.
Christmas is just 18 days away. This year, 5 on Your Side is partnering with the Foster and Adoptive Care Coalition for its Little Wishes campaign. More than 2,000 kids across our area need a little help granting their holiday wishes. To grant them, just head to ksdk.com/littlewishes.
This 5 on Your Side Sports Report is sponsored by Telly Tire and Auto Centers, driving your way since 1942.
The Blues have passed just about every test since Jim Montgomery took over as head coach. Tonight they had the test of going up against the best player in hockey, Edmonton's Connor McDavid, in another late night in Canada. The big storyline tonight was the return of the offer sheet duo to Edmonton. Dylan Holloway and Philip Broberg look better with a blue nut on their chest, don't you think? Oilers strike first. Darnell Nurse to Corey Perry, who directs it past Jordan Binnington for a 1-0 Edmonton lead. McDavid would get his too. He scores off a misplay from his former teammate Broberg. Right now it's 2-0 Oilers in the second. The 12-team college football playoff has made everything more interesting. On conference championship weekend, we still had some things to figure out before those final rankings released tomorrow. SEC championship between Georgia and Texas. Georgia QB Carson Beck hurt on the last play of the half. He's out. 3-point Bulldogs lead with 30 seconds left. SLU grad Ryan Wingo almost makes the game-winning catch just out of reach. Texas settles for a field goal in overtime. In overtime, Georgia backup QB Gunnar Stockton gets lit up, loses his helmet, so Beck has to come back in. He just ends up handing off to Trevor Etienne, though, who wins the game with a touchdown. Bulldogs win the SEC championship 22-19 in overtime. Rocco Becht, yes, Battlehawks head coach Anthony Becht's son, in Iowa State against Arizona State in the Big 12 title game. This one was ugly. Great touchdown catch from Xavier Guillory made it 37-10, and this touchdown from Cam Scatabo made it 45-10. He had 3 scores as the Sun Devils destroy Iowa State 45-19, and Arizona State will have a place in the college football playoff. There are rivalries, and then there is Missouri versus Kansas. The border war is just that, a war. And tomorrow, Mizzou gets another shot to take down a Goliath of college basketball. Since this rivalry resumed in 2021, the Jayhawks have owned the Tigers to the tune of 3 wins by an average of 24 points. Last year was tight, though, a 9-point win for Kansas. And this year, the border war returns to Columbia. Mizzou has beaten a #1 Kansas team 3 times before, and the players and coaches know what's at stake tomorrow.
I'd be a fool to sit here and act like it's just a regular game, like it's not no different. Like, I mean, it's just as serious to the players as it is to the fans.
Bill Self is not going to make a jump shot. Dennis Gates is not going to make a jump shot. Our players will, and we got to put them in the best situations as possible, and we got to be able to allow our atmosphere to help us.
Girls high school hoops over at the Swick Showdown, and how great is it to see that man Dan Rolfus back on the court after his heart attack at the state championship. His Incarnate Word squad faced Peoria Notre Dame, and these Red Knights can run. Peyton Olafson, fast break bucket. That's going to be Nevaeh Lucius, cut and a basket. Later on, Peyton Hill, hoop plus the harm. That's an and one. Incarnate wins 69-26 for their 133rd win in a row. And we caught up with Coach Rolfus before the game.
I'm doing well. I'm getting back in the swing of things. You know, I'm not 100%, but you know, basketball is a great diversion for me and keeps my mind off of what happened. And you know, there's no place I'd rather be than out on the court.
Mater Dei against Principia in the Swick Showdown. This was a good one. Principia's Jayla Hawkins gets the contact, spin around, fade, buckets. Mater Dei trying to stay in it late. Dixie Ottenschneider, that's good for three from the corner. Principia would close it out though. Nia Walker, she hits the triple. Panthers win 48-41. Tomorrow, Border War, Mizzou, Kansas. I'm going. I cannot wait. Nice. It's going to be a great environment.
You know, a lot of us are going to be watching that one.
It'll be a lot of fun.
What do you think?
Oh, gosh. Listen, Kansas is the #1 team in the country for a reason. It's an uphill battle for Mizzou, but in this game, you never know.
All right, Corey, thanks. We'll be watching. Jones back with a final look at our weather.
All right, go MU. Although one of my brother's kids went to KU. So temperatures tomorrow 63. We do have a chance of rain by tomorrow evening, but it looks light.
All right. Hey, thanks. I appreciate it. That's all our time for 5 on Your Side at 10, but we're, of course, always streaming on 5+. Saturday Night Live is coming your way next. Have a great evening, everyone.